will learn bar chart. So there's 3 types of bar chart. We have horizontal bar chart, we have vertical bar chart, and we have double bar chart. Okay, so each of the bar chart, okay, they have different presentations. Later on, I will show you. So now, when do we use bar chart? So we use bar chart when we want to show how is the particular beta is performing. Okay, it's more to like see the compositions. Okay, now first we look at horizontal bar chart. So horizontal bar chart, okay, is the bar chart will be look like this. Okay, so now how do we construct a horizontal bar chart? So let us look at the question first. So the table below shows the number of accidents from August to December. So construct a horizontal bar chart to represent the data above. Okay, so this is our data. So whenever we want to construct a graph, so bar chart consider a graph as well. Okay, we start with, okay, this few things you need to remember. We start with first the axis. Okay, right scale, choosing the right scale. And then you start to draw the graph. Okay, so here I will show you step by step how do we get there. All right. So now we will use the grid paper over here to see, okay, to draw the graph. Okay, so now we need to draw the axis first, but before we draw, we see how many we need. Okay, so if it says if horizontal means the value here for the number of accidents will be on your x-axis. So this one, okay. So for a graph, here is x-axis, here is y-axis. So this value will go for x-axis, this one we will go for y-axis. Okay. Then now let us draw the graph. Okay, we start with this the axis. So this is our y-axis. Okay, then your x-axis, okay, from 120. So how do we draw our x-axis from 120 to 250? Okay, so we need to draw from 0 until 260, and I'm using the scale of 1 to 2. Label here, this is 0, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, 180, 200, 220, 240. Okay, we need another one. 260. Okay. 260. And for this axis here, this is the number of accidents. Okay, then we have our months here. Okay, we have start with August, so this one August. Okay, then we have September, October, November, and December. Okay, and this is your y-axis, and we need to label, because you need to label so that we know what is the axis representing. So number of accidents. All right. Okay. Next, okay, then now we draw one by one. So in August, we have 120. So 120 over here. Okay. Then in September, we have 200. So 200. Okay. So then next, okay, in October, we have 230. So 230. So here 220, 240. So it's in between 220 and 240. Okay. Next, November, we have 220. And then in December, we have 250. So 250 is in between 260 and 240. Okay, so this is how we construct a horizontal bar chart. So next up, okay, we need to construct a vertical bar chart. So again, when we draw graph, will be the axis, the scale that we will decide the scale, and later on then we draw. So vertical bar chart, how does the graph look like? It will be something like this. The bar will be going up. This is a vertical bar chart. And for this vertical bar chart, here will be the value, which is the number of accidents. So here will be this one will be your y-axis already. Okay, and then this one will be x-axis. You see the difference between the horizontal or not? So normally for this, the horizontal bar chart, okay, you will have the value on the x-axis, and then whereas for the vertical, it will be on the y-axis. So let us draw the graph now. Okay, so we label our y-axis first. It's the same set of value, we use just different way of presentations. Okay, so here it's always start with 0, so 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, 180, 200, 220, 240, 260. Okay, and then number of accident. Okay, then for this side, it will be the numbers of the month. So we have our August, okay, September, and then we have October, November, and December. Okay, this is the month. So now let us plot our graph. So for August, we have 120. So we draw until here. Next, on the September 200. So 200. And then October 230. So it's in between 220 and 240 lah. And then in November, we have 220. And then in December, we have 250. Okay, so this is how we construct a vertical bar chart, okay, to show or to represent the beta. Okay, so we have go through the horizontal bar chart and we also go through the vertical bar chart. So next we look at the double bar chart. So what does it mean by double bar chart? In one graph you have two bar chart in your graph. Okay, so there is two ways to represent it, either in this form, like you have two bar, okay, next to each other. If let's say you have two set of the value, then we'll have two bars like this, and then yeah, the other set like this. Okay, then all the other way is, okay, one bar, but you have two portions like this. Okay, this is also what we call the double bar chart. All right. Okay, so for this double bar chart, okay, for your y-axis, it will be the value. Okay, so like this in these examples, this will be your y-axis. This will be your x-axis. Okay, so now let us try the first method of the double bar chart first. Okay, first thing, okay, same like other bar chart also, we start with axis, drawing axis first. Okay, so then we mark this your y-axis. So how do we know how much we need to uh, plot here? Okay, so you look at this. We look at this. Okay, we have the lowest value, okay, which is 300. Okay, and then the highest value is 1000. So the each interval will choose like 200, 400. Okay, will increase by 2, 2, 2. So normally when we want to choose the scale for our graph, we will use like 1 to 2. Okay, we will normally use 1 to 2 or 1 to 4. Okay, we don't choose like 1 to 3. Okay, which is a very odd number. Then later on, if let's say you want to divide by half, also difficult. So 1 to 4 or 1 to 5. So most of the time, okay, we'll prefer 1 to 2. And also it depends on the value or the data that you get. So in this case, I will choose 1 to 2. So we have, okay, let me mark all the interval first. So this will be the number of tourists. Okay, we start from 0. So 200, 400, 600, 800, and we have 1000. Okay, so then for this part, okay, for this part, we'll have the month. So start from June to September. So, okay, so June, okay, July, August, okay, this is a month. Okay, so because this is a double bar chart, we need another thing like the key, okay, like the key that let us know what does each of the things represent, okay. Okay, we need to make the key here so that we know, okay, what does it mean here. So for this one, I represent local tourists. So the shaded one, okay, we use to represent foreign tourists. Okay, so later on when we have our in exam, okay, we use this shading will do. All right, so we draw the local tourists first. Okay, we draw the local tourists first. Okay, for June, local tourist is 500, so we put the 500. So in between this. Okay, whereas for foreign tourists, 300. We draw side by side. So for foreign tourists, we have shading, right? So we shade it. Okay, next, July. So July, local tourists, 400. Okay. And then foreign tourists, 800. Okay. So 800 for the foreign tourists, we shade it. Okay. So next, in the August, local tourists 450. So 450 is just a little bit above here. And then for foreign tourists, we have 1,000. Okay, and then come to September, 600. For the local tourists, and the foreign tourists, we have 900. Oh, this one not long enough, we extend a little bit. Okay, and then this one we need to shade it. Okay, then this is the month. Don't forget that. All right, so class, do you if you look at this bar chart, do you notice one thing? Okay, they will be the same orientations here. So like this is one, okay, not shaded. So all of these the not shaded will appear first. Okay, you cannot have your graph like this. Okay, if let's say you have like when you draw, okay, so let's say the first one, okay, you put like this, okay, shade this part. And then the second one, you choose to have like this. Okay, so if like this is wrong. Okay, don't do that. Okay, so next, okay, we look at another way of drawing the double bar chart. Okay, this is the first method. So now we look at the second method. Okay. So we draw the axis first. So because this one is combined, okay, we have to add up the value here first, right? Okay. Now, then we can decide how long we should draw. So this one at 100, this one 1,200, this one 1,450, this one 1,500. So meaning to say your axis, y-axis, you need to draw up to 1,500. All right. So for these questions, we use 1:2 ratio. So in 1:2 ratio, we will start with 200 until 1,600. So let us mark here. Okay, we start to label this. So 0, 200, 400, 600, 800, 1,000, 1,200, 1,400, and 1,600. And this will be the number of tourists. Okay. Then next, okay, your month. Okay, we start from June here, right? So June, July, okay, August, and then our September. Okay. Then this is the month. Okay, so now how do we draw? Okay, so first, okay, we draw the local tourists first. Local tourists on the bottom, okay, then the foreign tourists on the top. So we start with the 500 first, okay. And then for the remaining will be 300, so it will come out to, okay, just now we find the total is 800, right? So we put here, okay, then we shed it, okay. Then next for July, total is 1,200, so we, okay, total is 1,200. Then, okay, for the local, we have 400. Then the rest is your foreign tourist. So we shed it. Okay, then next August, total is 1,450. Okay, we put up to here. Okay. And then we have 450, so just a little bit here. Okay, the rest, then we need to shed. Okay, so then next September, we have 600 and 900, make a total of 1,500, right? Okay. Okay, so we have 600 here. Then the rest is 900. Okay. Okay. All right. So that is the double bar chart. Okay. So that's all for today. Okay, so remember class, when we want to draw bar chart, okay, we have three types, horizontal bar chart, vertical bar chart, and double bar chart. Okay, so horizontal bar chart and vertical bar chart, okay, we will use for only one attribute. But if let's say you have more than more than one components like these questions, you have local tourists and foreign tourists as an example, then we will need to use double bar chart. So we have two methods to expressing double bar chart. Either you have two next to each other or two joined together in one bar. All right. So with that, okay, we will end our sessions for today. Okay, so I will see you on next round. Okay, so bye bye, stay safe and take care, everyone.